A team of paranormal researchers arrives at a house known for being haunted. The moment they open the bedroom door, everyone is left in shock. With shaking hands and pounding hearts, it becomes clear this house is seriously haunted. Even Lesh, the experienced team leader, is nearly overwhelmed with fear. The story begins with Steve and Diane, a married couple living peacefully with their 3 kids, Carol, Robbie, and Dana, in a quiet suburban neighborhood. Late one night, something strange happens. Carol, the youngest, begins sleepwalking and stops in front of the TV, which is glowing with static. It looks like she's trying to talk to someone inside it. The rest of the family hears the noise and comes to check, completely stunned by the eerie sight. The next morning, Carol's pet bird dies mysteriously. And in the sky above the neighborhood, thick black clouds start to gather. It's not a good sign. That evening, a powerful storm rolls in. Thunder, lightning, and wind batter the house. Robbie, unable to sleep, stares out the window at the old, twisted tree outside. His imagination begins to spiral. Later that night, Carol once again wakes up and stands in front of the TV. Then, something unbelievable happens, something so intense, it wakes up everyone in the house. The next morning, the family's golden retriever starts barking like crazy at the ceiling, as if something is up there. Then, even more strange things happen, shocking Diane completely. Steve comes home from work, and Diane rushes him into the kitchen to show him what's been going on. Since nothing had really harmed them yet, Diane just thought it was fascinating, more weird than dangerous. But that night, everything escalates. Suddenly, the tree outside crashes through the window and pulls Robbie out of bed. At the same time, another force opens the kitchen door, and Carol is pulled away into thin air. Steve rushes outside and manages to save Robbie just in time. But when they get back inside, Carol is gone. Then, Robbie hears something. It's Carol's voice, coming from inside the television. The strange happenings at Steve's house soon catch the attention of a local paranormal investigation team. Lesh, the lead researcher, arrives with her 2 assistants to study the case. Even though they came prepared, they're still shocked by what they experience. Once again, Carol's voice is heard from the TV. It becomes clear, the house is haunted. But why? And who, or what, is behind it? Those questions still need answers. Carol seems to be trapped somewhere not of this world, and can only communicate in mysterious ways. And the spirits in the house are not happy with the new visitors. They unleash a blast of energy that leaves the entire team reeling. To prevent the spirits from causing more chaos at night, the team decides to stay and observe until morning. After careful analysis, the assistants theorize that the house may be linked to another dimension entirely. As night falls and the team refuses to leave, the spirits grow more agitated. One of the assistants heads to the fridge for a snack when the spirits begin messing with his mind, creating vivid hallucinations that terrify him to his core. Soon, more supernatural activity breaks out inside the house. Even though no one is hurt, Steve and Diane decide it's time to send the kids, and the dog, somewhere safe. Lesh, though experienced, realizes that they're in over their heads. It's time to call in someone with real power. Steve, who works as a real estate agent, hasn't been to work in days. Concerned, his boss shows up to check in on him. As it turns out, Steve's company developed the entire neighborhood, including his house. The boss takes Steve to a nearby undeveloped lot, future property the company plans to build on. During their conversation, the truth is revealed: the neighborhood was built on what used to be a cemetery. Steve never knew this before. Now, it's clear to him, the hauntings at his house are probably connected to that buried past. That night, Lesh brings in someone special, a spiritual medium named Tangina. She may be small, but she's dealt with countless spirits and entities before. She knows exactly what she's doing, and the spirits know it, too. She walks through the house calmly, then climbs the stairs with purpose. After just a few minutes, she confidently declares that Carol is still alive, and still inside the house, trapped in another realm. To rescue Carol, Tangina gathers everyone for a strategy meeting. She explains that the spirits are working together, and one of them is a powerful dark force that can cross between the worlds of the living and the dead. Right now, this entity is using Carol as a kind of beacon to control the other spirits. Everyone listens with tense faces and pounding hearts. Then, the rescue begins. Steve and Diane begin calling out to Carol. When they hear her respond, Steve opens the bedroom door. Tangina tosses a tennis ball into the closet. Moments later, the same ball falls through the ceiling downstairs, proof that the two dimensions are connected. Then, she hands Steve a rope and tells him to drop it into the closet. One of the assistants pulls it from below. We don't know exactly how this works, but it looks like a serious operation. Now comes the most critical moment. Diane ties the rope around herself and steps into the other realm, ready to bring Carol home. It's like diving into deep, dark waters. The dark spirit doesn't take this lightly. It reveals its terrifying form, trying to scare Diane and Tangina away. But Diane stays strong. After a suspenseful struggle, Diane returns, holding Carol in her arms. Tangina brushes her hair back with pride, smiles at the camera, and knows they've done it. The rescue was a success. But it's not over yet. Steve and Diane decide it's time to move out for good. But the dark spirit isn't done. As they pack, it launches one final attack, dragging Robbie under the bed and terrifying Diane once more. She tumbles down the stairs, trying to escape. She runs outside, screaming for help, only to fall into the unfinished swimming pool in the backyard. Earlier, we learned the truth. The neighborhood was built on top of old graves. Instead of relocating the remains, the real estate company simply moved the headstones. Now, the unfinished pool has disturbed the buried past, waking up what lies beneath. Diane races back into the kids' room and sees the dark spirit ready to attack. Suddenly, chaos erupts in the house and yard. Coffins rise from the ground. The spirits of the dead return, ready to take everyone in the neighborhood with them. Even Steve's boss is stunned. His decision to cut corners has unleashed something terrible. And that was the horrifying end to the story of Poltergeist.